Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there are cardinal operational principles that shape the industry. These principles are hierarchically structured. We are talking of a stream of events that have to be accomplished in the course of grid management. And when I talk about grid management, it is all-encompassing. We are all integral components of the structure, okay, that produces an efficiently managed grid system. The first is setting the right environment. The environment has to be properly set such that we inspire confidence amongst the industry players. After that, we have to contrive the processes that everyone can look up to. That will be the second. The third is calibrating these processes and recalibrating them as the case may be to ensure you have an efficient, viable economic model. But it is impossible to accomplish any of this if you do not have a proper planning mechanism in place. That is why we are here. As we all know, the principal objects of planning would entail maximizing profit and conversely minimizing losses, isn't it? Managing uncertainty and coming up with a strategy that will enable you to handle risks associated with, the science and the art of grid management. You will agree with me that in the course of our deliberation, we will have to bring all this to bear. So I enjoin each and every one of us to feel free to ask questions, lay bare your minds on critical observations that can actually help in shaping the industry. Of course, we know it is a biannual event, isn't it? This is the first in the year. We expect in the next 6 months, we'll have the second lap. The tradition has been set. It is gratifying to observe that we have lived up to the tradition. But of course, expectedly, we'll have to carry it to higher levels such that when we plan to meet, we all have it in view what our responsibilities are, what we expect to meet. I wouldn't take much of your time. I want to believe I've even taken so much already. I will leave you at this point. On behalf of the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, Engineer Ahmed Sule Abdulaziz, welcome all of you. Good morning.
This meeting is about review of the last planning period. That's essentially the basis for the generation operations DisCos joint meeting to review the grid performance in the last planning period and to plan towards the next one. So a quick look in retrospect for the performance of year 2020. In my opinion, we did not too badly. We recorded multiple maximums in terms of peak generation and energy generated. It was good. It felt real good. Then we had challenges. Yes, we went under. We recorded a number of blackouts. Unfortunately, we have recorded a partial major disturbance. But then, a quick look at the performance again, you will see that we have recorded multiple maximums again in respect of the peak generation and energy generated. And we're just less than 3 months into the year. So I guess if you ask me, that actually signals a ray of hope. We can actually do better. So this success story is a collective one. So it's a collective success. So congratulations to all of us on that feat.
The joint generation, operation, distribution, planning biannual meeting is the forum where operation stakeholders come together to appraise operation of the grid and focus on improved operation for the period of 6 months. Also to inform the DisCos on expected allocations that will be available in the next 6 months and make recommendations on ways to improve grid facilities through communication. Outcome of this meeting is expected to form the fulcrum for making silent decision on the power sector. The National Control Center is the operational nucleus of the Nigerian electric power grid. It is responsible for all activities related to system operational planning, network data acquisition, real-time grid control and management. The National Control Center, the sphere of operations of NCC transcend the geographical landscape of Nigeria, the Republic of Niger, Togo, and Benin are currently interconnected with Nigerian transmission network. We are urgently moving towards interconnection with West Africa power pool. We really appreciate all stakeholders for the effort in keeping the grid. A lot of milestones have been collectively achieved within this appraisal period. Grid generation installed capacity has increased to 13,014.40 megawatts. Maximum daily energy ever attained, 119,471.50 megawatt hour, was recorded on 5th March 2021. All-time peak generation was 5,801.60 megawatts, was also recorded on 1st March 2021. Incidents of system collapse have enormously reduced from the year 2018, when we had 13, to year 2019, we had 10, and year 2020 with 4 system collapse. So there's an improvement. Incidentally, this year we have recorded an unfortunate partial collapse on 17 February 2021 at 13.57 hours. We are working to make sure no other system collapse recorded this year with your cooperation. There have been reports of some GENCOs of inadequate dispatch. I want to use this medium to explain that dispatch by NCC is based on approved merit order while making into consideration of the grid security. You agree with me also that increase in load dispatch is a function of increase in load demand. I therefore enjoy DisCos to increase their load offtakes so that dispatch to GENCOs will be increased. As stakeholders, our aim is to supply quality power to our customers, and for us to achieve this, 2 major parameters takes into account. frequency and voltage. WAV frequency range is 49.80 to 50.20 Hz, while grid code has stipulated as frequency range of 49.75 to 50.25 Hz, and voltage range of 280.5 to 346.5 kilovolt. Some basic questions need to be asked. Do your actions at various stations keep the frequency and voltage within the grid code range? DisCos, do you place the unit always on free governor as stipulated in the grid code 12.6.2? Do you inject or absorb valve as requested by NCC to regulate the voltage as stipulated in the grid code 21.5.4? Do you report to NCC within 15 minutes of loss of major loads, maximum of 10 megawatts as stipulated in the grid code 14.7.2? Is your day ahead declaration correct as stipulated in the grid code 19.8.1? I urge you all to cooperate with the National Control Center by operating within the grid code and obey all instructions coming from NCC, and also participate actively throughout the program. You will have a lot to gain as you exchange ideas on the grid operations. Once more, I say welcome. Sandazwa, Ekabo, no. Thank you for listening.